welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and have had a very Merry Christmas and are looking forward to the new year. Now, I know I haven't uploaded in quite some time. I have been rather busy with marking and readjusting my course for online, as in Ontario and much of the world, the new Omicron variant has swept through and created quite a lot of havoc in a lot of different places. And Ontario, Canada is no different. So I've had to do a lot of reshuffling and it's been rather busy. However, although it's been busy, I did want to talk about Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl that is, as I did finish it. And I did give my initial thoughts on the game, and I'll post it somewhere here for you to go see. And I thought I'd give my final thoughts on the game and also go and give you my final party makeup as well. I have to say this was a very fun game and quite a nostalgia trip. And I really enjoyed it. It's very fun, and I just generally liked it. It was a lot of fun. In terms of what I mentioned before in my previous video, in terms of graphics, you know, I know a lot of people really don't like that art style that they used. I see a lot of posts on Reddit and other forums and even other YouTubers commenting about this art style. I actually don't mind it at all. I think it's rather fun and I actually don't mind it. You know, I don't hate it, I don't love it. It's just, I don't mind it at all. I think it's fine. It reminds me, like I said before, back on the sort of the Game Boy Advance or the DS era, which is where Diamond and Pearl originally debuted on. Personally, I don't mind it at all. I think it's quite fun. In terms of the story, I was off in my initial thoughts. I thought maybe there might be some platinum going on in here. No, there was not. It was pretty much like Nintendo said, a very faithful remake of Diamond and Pearl, just with a few enhancements. You know, like no longer needing 8 gems and things. Generally speaking, it was quite enjoyable in that sense. The story is just, you know, that of Diamond and Pearl, so if you like that story, it was good. And Pokemon games really aren't that much invested into the story anyways. It's more about the gameplay, the mechanics, and raising Pokemon and defeating gym leaders and becoming the Pokemon champion of your region. In terms of the Pokemon rosters, you know, it is sad that they have given you the Diamond and Pearl regional decks, so you don't have the Platinum regional decks. So that kind of sucks, but you do get a good chunk of the Platinum Pokemon available in the underground, which I have to say is really, really fun and enjoyable. Although I do wish you could do more with the various gems and things that you can find down there other than just get, you know, weather TMs and things. Overall though, it wasn't too bad. Gameplay's good, the mechanics are good, the diversity of Pokemon's pretty good. You know, I am upset that certain evolutions of Pokemon you can't get until the post-game. Things like Rhyperior, for example. I think that's a little bit stupid as far as I'm concerned. I think it should be before the Pokemon League, or, you know, they should find a place to put these various evolutionary items somewhere in the world before you beat the Elite Four, but it's not a deal breaker for me. In terms of the post-game content, it's actually not too bad. I mean, there's no battle tower battle frontier. There's a battle tower. Personally, I'm not that big into the post-game anyways. I'm more interested in the main journey. I do some of the post-game content, like, you know, catching all the Pokemon and trying to evolve as many Pokemon as I can, and, you know, fill out the regional decks completely, and if I can, some of the national decks, of course. You know, but it's not a huge thing for me, and I think for most Pokemon players that's probably the case. One of the things I want to talk about in particular with this remake is the Elite Four and Cynthia, or the champion of this region. For most of the game, I found it was generally a good challenge. So it wasn't too easy, it wasn't too difficult. I thought it was just pretty good. Beating most of the gyms, most of the trainers. As I said before in my previous initial thoughts, some of the gym leaders, were using certain items or certain held items or certain competitive move sets and things that were very good, and I actually enjoyed that little bit of challenge. But for the most part, I breathed right through them. There was a couple of times, hi kitty, you good kitty? There was a couple of times where, I had a Pokemon faint or something like that. But generally speaking, I did pretty well, and I didn't really have that much trouble. However, when I got to the Elite Four, I noticed a huge difficulty spike. And for me, it came out of nowhere. But I liked it. I thought, this is good, because we've been complaining about the Elite Fours and the champion being rather weak and not enjoyable. But this was different. There was a difficulty there. Then I went to face Cynthia, and holy shit, she's hard as balls. I was taken aback. Now, going through the Elite Four, it was a struggle for some of them. I was losing, 3-4 Pokemon in my party at a time. They was struggling. It was tough. But Cynthia was a whole other level. She was extraordinarily difficult to beat. And what a challenge. I lost my first 4 rounds with her. It took me 2.5 days of theorizing, strategizing, figuring out a mechanic to beat her, and I finally did. Some of it was with luck, and some of it was just, some of the strategy was working out, and different held items and berries and so on. I went into the Pokemon League, I would say at level, so at about 60 for most of my Pokemon, and then, by the time I got to Cynthia, they're 62, something like that. I know her Garchomp, of course, is 66, level 66, so I was a little under-leveled there. But I didn't think I needed to be over-leveled, because I think that's ridiculous. It takes the fun and the challenge out, doesn't it, kitty? But my one thing that I think for most players that they would have liked would be to see not a difficulty curve that was flat and then shoots up, which is what I think happens here in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I think what should have happened is it should have been a gentle ramping up. And what I mean by that is that instead of having Cynthia, for example, being so difficult and having not only perfect natures, as I found out later on, of course, that her Pokemon have perfect natures, perfect EVs, perfect IVs, all this stuff. Extremely competitive battling team there. And the Elite Four, one could say even quite competitive in and of itself. I think some of what was going on there should have happened in the last 2 or 3 gym leaders. So maybe not give them, you might have one of the gym leaders, let's say that the 5th gym leader might have all perfect natures that would be perfect for their Pokemon, plus their movesets and so on. Then you might have the gym leader after, maybe get some EVs and IVs that are sort of in the right direction to help that Pokemon become that much more competitive, make it that much more difficult to win. And that way you're getting that sort of curve, right? And then you get the right held items and so on by you get to the last gym leader. And then it doesn't seem like it jumps in difficulty, which is exactly what happens here. And in some regards that's good, because when you think about the Elite Four, you're thinking about these are the most elite trainers, obviously as their name suggests, in the region. They're the best of the best. And they should be difficult. And I do want my ass handed to me, and I do want to have to think on my feet. But I also think that some of the gym leaders, especially the later gym leaders, should also have some of that difficulty as well. So you should have that accomplishment completing the Pokemon journey. And that should be even across your entire playthrough. So that's my one big criticism. And it was a shock, I'll be honest. I was blown away. My wife hasn't beat it yet. She hasn't got to the league yet. She's almost there. And I think she's going to be very surprised because she has had some difficulties here and there with the gyms. So I'm going to see how she does there. But I want to make sure that if anybody from the Pokemon Company or Game Freak is watching this, I do think it's good to have very difficult Elite Fours, and I think that's the direction we should go, just to improve it for next time, for the next generation or next remakes, whatever comes out. Just have that sort of nice curve on the difficulty. And I think that'll help new players, it'll help old players, it'll give what I think the fans are wanting. I don't think they should change Cynthia or change what they did with the Elite Four. I actually really like it. I like what they did there. Keep it, don't touch that. But just fiddle with the last couple of gym leaders, I think would be a good idea. So overall, the game's real fun. I really enjoyed it and had a blast going through Sinnoh again. In terms of my Pokemon, I'm going to get my list out that my cat is sitting on. Aren't you a good kitty? My team of 6 were as follows. My first starter, of course, is Torterra. I love Torterra. It's an awesome powerhouse and really carried the team quite well. The grass-ground combo was excellent, and I thoroughly enjoyed having Torterra as my main starter. My second Pokemon was Gyarados. To my surprise, I have played many Pokemon games. I have always caught a Magikarp. I've always evolved it to a Gyarados, but never used one in a playthrough. I was shocked. This is a beast. It's a monster with Intimidate on it as its ability. Holy crap! This is a powerful beast with a great attack stat. It's just wonderful. What a great Pokemon, and I thoroughly enjoyed having it as a water flying. A Pokemon that I like design-wise, but I've never actually ever used, ever. I've not even considered using it. And I only used it because the fire Pokemon that I wanted on my team I could not get. And for those of you that watched the previous video on my initial thoughts, that was I wanted to have a Magmortar as my fire Pokemon. And I couldn't because it's exclusive to Shining Pearl and I was playing Brilliant Diamond. So I decided to use a Houndoom. Whoa, that is a good Pokemon. I really like it. I think it is a fantastic Pokemon. It did way better than I thought. I thought it was going to be just one of those token early route Pokemon type things, you know, that aren't that great. But it was, in some cases, an MVP in some of my battles. It was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And the Dark Fire combo is absolutely a magnificent combo. Very surprised with that. Another Pokemon that I used was Gengar. I've never used a Gengar before on a playthrough, and so it was very nice to use it in Sinnoh. I really enjoyed my Gengar, and super powerful special attacker with Nasty Plot. Oh, I was whooping people's asses for days with that Pokemon. Now, because I couldn't use a Magmortar, I decided to go for Brilliant Diamond's equivalent to that, which was Electivire. Now, I have used a Electabuzz in the past, but I have never used Electivire. And so it was quite nice to actually use that on my team. And very powerful, especially with some of those elemental punches. It surprised me. I was very surprised by the sheer power of that Pokemon. Very, very good. Highly enjoyed it, and I don't know what to say about it. Just a wonderful Pokemon. Actually become one of my favorites now because of it. Now, this last Pokemon slot was a hard one for me because in this remake we now have access to the Fairy type, and whereas in the originals Fairy typing wasn't a thing, and so people like Cynthia, who have a super powerful Garchomp, you know, in Spiritomb, who had no weaknesses at the time, were like extremely powerful, and we couldn't beat them. Well, you could beat them, but they were quite difficult, I should say. So I thought, hey, you know, I'd like to maybe, you know, make it a little easier on myself and get a Fairy type. And so I was thinking of different Fairy types I could use. And, you know, I went with one of my favorite Pokemon, and it's actually the favorite Pokemon for myself, is Gardevoir, the Psychic Fairy. Holy, what a great Pokemon. Absolutely didn't let me down at all. Super powerful, great special attacker, absolutely love her. Think that it's the best Pokemon ever. Still haven't changed my mind. Didn't let me down at all. Lived up to my expectations, of course. But with that, guys, what are your thoughts on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? let me know in the comments below. And just as a general overview, if you have a Switch, you have the time, my cat knocked it over, you should definitely try Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I think it's an awesome game if you have the time and money. Play through it, have some nostalgia. I stick by my rating of I think it was an 8 or 9 out of 10, or 8, and if they made some fixes, of course, that I mentioned, which they still haven't fixed yet. That I mentioned there in my initial thoughts. If they could fix stuff like that, yeah, it'll be great. But overall, fun game. There are some glitches and things that happen, of course, which are shocking for a Pokemon game, but, well, there you have it. But with that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I enjoy all your support. And take care, guys. And I hope to speak with you very, very soon, especially when it comes to my initial thoughts of Legends Arceus. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye for now.